What's
Yo,
good, man?
what's good?
Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate it, man. I mean, I know busy man got a lot going on. Appreciate you setting the time aside.
For sure.
All right, so we can start real simple, man. You know, who are who do you remember like listening to like growing up, like that kind of like inspired you and made you want to make music on your own?
Probably, well, yeah, for the most part, X. Just because, like, I'm 15, so I wasn't always listening to music.
hmm
But when I did get into music, it was X. So, yeah, pretty much X, yeah.
Um, okay, so you're listening to X. How does that turn into you actually like making music? Like, how do you get to that point?
Honestly, I felt like his style was just so unique and he was a creative person. And him always talking about whatever you wanted to do, just do it. And, like, him pushing it, it made me want to actually go and do it. So I just started, you know, talking on the mic.
Right.
We got here.
So I know pretty much you like when it comes to like making music and stuff like that. Pretty much you know how to do everything: record, engineer, everything.
Yeah.
Um, how did you like figure that out? Like, how, like figure out kind of how to do it because it's kind of complicated, but you understand it.
Um, for the engineering part, it was kind of like just asking my friends, can they send me their songs, and I could just, what I'm saying, like, can I get the vocals split from the beat and then, mix it, or I mean, on the beat side, it was usually like, I guess I was going on YouTube watching tutorials. I was always looking up how to record on FL Studio or Audacity, and that's how I was really learning from just YouTube.
Why? Okay, so everybody, I feel like every rapper I talk to now, like they all tell me they started on like Audacity. I of course have used Audacity to like clip interviews and stuff like that. People
Yeah,
who don't use Audacity don't know that it's like it's not a fun app to use. Like it's kind of like a
yeah,
headache.
I don't like it.
Yeah, right, right. So like whenever somebody tells me that they like were editing songs and music and stuff through that, I know they really cared and they really wanted to do it. Okay, so from there, how do you start putting out music? Like kind of what are the first couple of songs? Kind of what makes you go, all right, I can do this, and you start putting music out.
Um, I'm pretty sure instantly as soon as I finished my first song, I put it up, and maybe right now it probably has like 30K. It's called Let's Go. Basically, I guess how that came around was just like I was really looking on beats for it. Like I was looking on beats on YouTube, really like going off of artists I already listened to. So say if I wanted like a Josiah type beat, I would look up Josiah type beat free, and then
Mm-hmm.
put that in Audacity, record on it, and drop it on SoundCloud instantly. That's how that was working, and I was just doing that every day.
Um, kind of when did you get to the point where did you ever feel like you were just doing it for fun, really, right? So you just put
Yeah,
the songs out because you like making music.
yeah. I never thought I would. I never thought this would really. You know.
Right. So kind of when did you recognize that, oh, this is turning into a thing, like I'm actually like an artist and like people like this is getting big now.
Um, I feel like it was probably around the time when I had first dropped my song Prada.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I dropped it, I felt like it was just getting buzz. I don't know how, but I mean, it was like, it was going on TikTok, I'm pretty sure, and it was on like video game montages and all that on YouTube. So people started reacting to it, and the reaction channels, all their fans was coming towards me, and everything was just grouping out into one. So yeah, that's really how that happened. I was shocked, for real. It happened
Right.
quick.
And I know that from there, pretty much that's how Tecca found out about you, right? Because he heard Prada and reached out to you about it.
I think he found me from I don't know if it was Prada or Made It, but I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
the first thing he ever saw was my first music video. It was called Made It. He saw it on
Mhm.
YouTube, I think. I'm not sure. I think so though.
Right. So I remember I definitely saw another interview. You talked about when he hit you up about the video, like this was like a huge moment for you, and like it kind of like solidified that you like really are making noise, and you're kind of catching the attention of like artists that you listen to and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, like really, it was like um okay, so the night he hit me up, I was on the phone with my friend. His name is Toten. So I was on the phone with my friend Toten, and we we were talking about, I think, Instagram engagement, and when I went on Instagram, I just randomly checked my DMs like another normal day, and it was like Tecca DM me, and I was just, like, I freaked out. I ran upstairs. I dropped my phone. I ran upstairs and just started crying in front of my mom. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like, cause I can't I gotta imagine that that's got to be like a crazy moment, especially because of like how fast like things can change and kind of how you can pop on the internet now, especially like as an artist. Like
Yeah.
your life could change in like a couple of months, and I think right, and you kind of felt that in the moment, and things really started rolling after that. So of course, you get Tech gets on a remix with you. Um, you do a video, you build that relationship with him. Kind of, what do you feel like you like learned since knowing Tecca? Like just y'all being cool because he was in the industry before you and kind of had stuff going on. So like, kind of, what have you taken away from y'all relationship?
Um, One thing is that he's really, really good for advice. Like, like, if he sees anything, like he sees me doing something like that he feels like is not the right way to do it, he'll like
Mm-hmm.
text me. He'll text me or call me and like talk to me about it and help me improve it. He's like always there, and there's always room for improvement. But you have to figure out a way to get to that improvement. And I feel
Right.
like he's always my go-to way to improve. Like he's like one of the people I look up to, and for it to be that easy for me to just hit him up and be like, yo, what you think I should change about this or that? And, it's quick, like it happens.
You know what's like cool though? Like you have like a very mature perspective on it because I think a lot of artists kind of in your age range, like it takes a lot for anybody, like even taking age out of the equation, to take like constructive criticism and be like, yo, this has to change, you have to change this, and then you listen and you actually do it, and like it doesn't offend you, you just know you have to improve. Kind of, where does that come from, like kind of your perspective and like the way you look at your music and how you just always want to get better?
Um, eh, for for the for like how um you said like about the me being mature and the constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
At first, when people originally used to tell me things about my music, I wasn't really interested in hearing anything but my own opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
then when I realized things was going up, I had to see the change. So that's really when that's really when I started like taking ideas. You know, like when people would tell me things, I would just hear them out because you never know. I mean, one of your best friends could give you $1 million idea just like that. Like it's just like crazy because
Right.
it just really, I feel like for me, music, it doesn't necessarily run in my family, but I know so many people that are like into music. So at any time, it's like all I gotta do is just ask, what do they think
Right.
about something, and they can tell me. Like
So pretty much, I think with you, you have like a lot of different songs that kind of started moving online and YouTube and on TikTok and stuff like that. Um, Tell me about Antisocial, which tremendous song for you, is everywhere. Let's talk about that, kind of you putting it together and then also it blowing up.
I was talking to Majins and Slump one night on a school night, probably like what 4 a.m. We were just up late, just doing
Okay.
whatever, and Majins he was sitting there at his computer, and we were going through loops in his email, and a producer named CGM had sent him a loop, and I was like, oh yeah, bro, cook on that, like that's fine, we got to do something with that, and he makes the craziest beat, and then it's just like we're thinking of like it's like it's really time for an evolution around there. It was
Mm-hmm.
really time for an evolution. We were thinking about doing something different. So we were thinking about some cinematic like type of thing. And he was like, what if we did like jungle drums? Like, like he was thinking of like drums. And I was like, yeah, yeah, like a marching band or something. We just, we came up with the little marching band drum sound in the intro. And I guess from there, once I recorded on it, I didn't really think too much of it.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to Slump, and like he finished it in like 15 minutes, and just like that, we just uploaded it the next day, and it just went viral. Like we woke up to that song having plays. Like it was crazy.
So, and I know it, as you said, it happened like really fast. So after you put it out, it blows up. Kind of what starts happening then? Because like it's big enough to the point where that's the kind of stuff that like changes your life and kind of changes your career as like an artist. So what are the changes that like you experienced just off of that song?
Off of Antisocial, I
Yeah.
can definitely say it brought a lot of attention towards me. Like, if I'm in public and like, say someone walks up to me and they're like, "I listen to your music," and say if I asked them what song they knew, they would probably say Antisocial. There's a huge
Mm-hmm.
that. So that's like that already tells you like probably the biggest change of it all. Like everybody that's a song that everybody knows. Like it's crazy.
Right. Um. Also, too, you've talked about it, and also, I've noticed it. Like, you are like friends with so many other artists that are kind of around your age group, and they're all kind of taking off. SG Kobe, Dami, Young Chris. How do you how do you like build that community where all of you guys are like cool and like respect each other's work and work with each other and stuff like that? Like, how did that come together? Because you all live in different places.
I know it may look like it's a lot of people, but really it was way more than what it is now. Like there were so many people in this one community or whatever we want to call it. And then I feel like the people who were on with the like, we were on another level. Like we
Mm-hmm.
were ready to go. We were ready. We knew exactly what we had to do to get up. And the people who weren't on what we were on, they stayed where they were at. They're still at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
All the people who knew what time it was and when, like we knew what we were doing.
Right.
Everybody else, like we elevated, like we went on another level. So we've all known each other for a break. Like this isn't new. Like we knew like it was all the humble people out of the group. It was all the
Mm-hmm.
people who were ready to work, people with work ethic, people who were always recording. Like we just elevated on people. It was crazy.
Right. And that's got to be cool too, because I mean, it's one thing to be successful, but also that like the people that you have known for such a long time, y'all been working together for a minute, and it all kind of came together for all of you guys, kind of like around the same time. So, I mean, it just says just like you said that y'all were humble and y'all kept working. Y'all understood that that's what it was gonna take. Uh,
Yeah.
so in all that, y'all been making music stuff like that. At what point did you feel like kind of confident in your ability to make music? Did you always feel like, no, I'm good, this is always going to be good? Like, when did you get to that point?
Nah, every time I make a song, I always know for a fact there's room for improvement. Like I said, like 15 minutes ago,
Mm-hmm.
there is room for improvement. Like there's always room for improvement. So no matter how good we think the song is when we're making it, there's always something better that we can do that could make it like that'll probably give it the extra 30,000 plays, the extra 60,000 plays. There's always room for improvement. So like you're never at your peak. You're never at your peak. You're never at your highest. There's always a higher level. Whether you reach it or not, there's always a higher level. There's somewhere you can go that you never expected to go.
Right. Um, I know that like you're early on when you were really getting into this, like you had like the support of your family and stuff like that, and like they were happy to see you make music, and they're kind of like were with what you were doing. Kind of how important do you think that was, kind of with to the point you get to now? Because I know early on when you start making music, it's important to have people around you who like believe in what you're doing and like what you're doing. Like that helps keep you going.
I look at it very important actually because like I mean, without my mom getting me the microphone that she got me, I would have never spit on the microphone in the first place. I would have never made Antisocial. I wouldn't have been on Lava XXL. Like, it, there's a journey of things that build up, and you can't really make that journey without, a start. And the start were the people around me supporting me for me to build up this journey. Like this, it never happens out of nowhere. There's always room. Like I'm telling you.
Um, your most recent project, if I'm not mistaken, is you haven't put anything else since Baby Sosa, right? Like in
Yeah,
2020.
yeah.
So you know, compared to from then to now, like you're so much bigger now, and like kind of, how do you think like your music has changed from even then, like to now? Like, what do you think you've added to the music and kind of how you approach it?
Honestly, I branded my sound more. I developed myself more. Like, uh, I really there was certain type of beats I was looking there was certain type of beats I was looking for back then. You know, I was always looking for another artist's type of beats. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was always someone new for me every day. Like it's like I hadn't found myself back then. And which I feel like I still haven't found myself now. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna be at in the next 10 years. You know, like there's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like I can go from a Chief Keef beat to an X beat to a Ski Mask beat to like, you know, I can just switch easily. But like now, when you hear a beat, it's so you can tell it's branded because you can tell if you hear a beat, you can tell it's an Antisocial type beat. You can tell it's a Prada type beat. You can tell it's an Antisocial 2 type beat. Like you can hear it. You know, like we 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 brand our sounds for the
Mm-hmm.
people to know. Like when you hear a beat with those drums, you're gonna instantly think of Baby Santana. That's what it is. You know. Like,
Um, Now it feels like pretty much every time you put a song out, eventually the song is going to blow up if it doesn't blow up immediately, right?
yeah.
Why do you think, like, kind of, what do you think it is that you're doing that's making that kind of happen for you? Because like it's happening so consistently now.
I don't just think it's me happening. I'm doing my job by getting on the microphone, recording, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, working every day. I think it's really the supporters that are doing their job. They're the ones boosting my music. They're the ones putting it on their stories, playing it at school, sending it to their friends, streaming it every day, buying the song. Like it's not me, it's us. It's not just the me thing. It's all
Mm-hmm.
of us doing it together. So
What do you think? What do you think is the biggest moment in your career so far?
the biggest moment, um, the biggest moment. Wow. That's actually hard to think about because there's been a lot of things so far that we've actually done. I think like probably the biggest thing is Rolling Loud or meeting Coben and doing a video with him or like
Mm-hmm.
meeting some of my inspirations. You know, there's not a really certain big moment for me yet, but I mean we're gonna see because there's you know there's time.
Right? It just seems like for you, there's always a big moment. Like there's always something happening, and it's like, all
Yeah,
right, that was bigger than before, right?
yeah.
Um, what would you? Okay, so also since we didn't talk about this, like what in your opinion, like what are your biggest songs? Like what if you wanted somebody to like check you out, like what are the songs you would want them to hear?
I would tell them to go to exactly is my sound, which is probably like Antisocial, like literally, like the big songs. I blew
Mm-hmm.
up off of those big songs because they sounded like me. I blew up off of those songs because it didn't sound like anyone else. You know, like if you hear Antisocial, you know it's me. If
Mm-hmm.
you hear Antisocial 2, you know it's me. You hear Prada, you know it's me. You know, like that's how people are going off of music. Do you hear the artist and you instantly know it's them. Like,
What are what are some things, or have you thought about this yet? Are there things that you want to do like outside of music that like aren't rap or anything like that? Is there other stuff that you want to get involved in?
uh, I mean, only thing that I can think of right now, I mean, because all I'm worried about right now is music and school. So the
Right,
only thing I'm really worried about right now, I mean, I want to go to college. I mean, that's one thing I want to do outside of music. But I
right.
mean, I'm going to college probably for music. So I mean, I don't know if it's really outside of it. You know, there's not really anything crazy I
Mm-hmm.
want to do right now.
No, that's no, that's cool. That's also the first time somebody said that on here. That like, yo, I want to go to college. Like, I can
I,
appreciate that.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like I told you. I mean, you're never at your peak. I can
Right.
always learn more. So you know.
What kind of, I'm thinking about you like going to college and stuff like that. Like, kind of, what is it like just to be you on a day to day basis? Where like obviously, like you said, so many people recognize you and kind of know who you are. And I'm sure like on the college campus, it would be like even it would be that times like 10,000. It'd be even crazier. But kind of, what is it like now?
I mean, it's pretty normal because people just because of the image that I put, which is it's me, like me being me. I'm the same way in person as I am on social media. Like I'm putting out the same image, like me posting on my story like a inspirational message or something. You know, people will listen to it, people will see it, people will understand it. Like me doing an interview, like I did an interview with Kids Take Over, and I said
Mm-hmm.
I want to be looked at as another normal person. You know, like so people just took that and was like, okay, that's what it is. We're gonna look at him as a normal person. I go to school. I mean, everybody doesn't just instantly start crowding me as soon as I walk in school. You know, like
Right.
there's maybe a few people who come up to me and show me their music, or they're like, "Yo, I mess with your songs," but that's not an everyday thing because you know, school is it's like it's you know, you're gonna see me every day, so you
Right.
gotta get used to this. I mean,
Right.
you know.
Right. No, that's a good point, right? Because they see you all the right. They see you all the time. It's like you surprised them and showed up one
Yeah,
day.
I'm just another one of their friends. Like
Right.
I'm not really I'm not a big problematic person in school. It's not nothing crazy. I'm normal. I'm just another kid.
Right. No, that's really cool. So I know you were talking about you know, your fans and kind of, you know, how much they support you and how important it is that, you know, they help you kind of push the music forward and stuff like that. Um, what's the best story about like one of your supporters? Whether you met them or something that happened online?
Actually, it just happened last well, actually 3 days ago, I'll say. I think it was 3 days ago. I went to Maine for a show, and um hmm, I don't know if this is valid to say on here, but someone threw their bra on stage. That was probably my best moment, like music wise. You know, it made me really happy to see that, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, this I'm a rapper now. I'm a rapper. This happens. I'm a rapper. You know, people asking me to sign their arms and stuff. I was like, bro, what? Like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
No, those are good. That's absolutely valid. No, for sure. Okay, so songs, videos, performances. It could be anything.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, what do you have coming up next? It could be like anything: songs, videos, performances.
Oh, I am going on tour with Lil Tecca, BK, The Ruler, and Young Chris. We are going on
Like
tour.
the Luxury Tour.
Yes, we are going on the tour, the official tour, March 30th, I believe, either March 30th or the 29th. We are starting at Atlanta. We are going to turn up, so we will definitely see y'all soon. And also, I have a project coming soon, Gautier, if y'all haven't realized. It's coming out soon. I have music soon, videos soon, everything. It's all coming. Promise.
Right. No, that's hard. Right. And I like how you tried to make sure you got the date right because you know they're gonna hold you.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna be
know,
like,
right?
bro, why aren't you here? Like, you know, like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. You know how it goes. No, for sure. But absolutely, man. Is there anything you want to talk about that I didn't ask you about?
Is there anything I want to talk about that you didn't ask me about?
Yeah.
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, this is probably one of the most different. You know, I guess I'll call it an interview. I guess I don't know. This is probably one of the most different ones I've done because they weren't like the most generic questions. Because a lot of times it's is there an inspiring message that you want to tell the youth? I mean, yeah, but you know, like I hear it a lot, so it's just I don't
No,
know.
I appreciate that, man. No, for sure. But like, would you even saying that question about the like inspiring youth thing? Like you said, of course there is, but like when you're asked it on the spot, it's like, well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
for sure. No, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to everybody who checked in, and thanks, Baby Santana. Appreciate it, my man.
for sure,
All right.
bro.